Hello, my name is Isaiah Ceja, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my project, what it is, what it represents, and a little bit of background of the history of it to kind of get a better idea of what it all means. So I wanted to highlight moments in history where governments have used their power to silence their people and to sort of in a way uh, put them in their place, kind of, by using very extreme policies and tactics to suppress their people's voices. More particularly, I wanted to focus on the situation that was going on in El Salvador during the Civil War between 1977 and 1992. In particular, in that situation, the government at that time, which was being run by the military president known as Carlos Humberto Romero, um, and he was unleashing military death squads upon civilians and anyone who kind of opposed the government policies at that time. And they would do a variety of things to the people. They would um, torture them. They would wrongfully imprison them. They would assassinate them. And this was to anyone and everyone who was kind of opposing their rule. So it could have been students, common people, leaders, and anyone else who was, again, critical of their policies at that time. And during this time, a lot of mothers were very concerned over what was going on during the Civil War, not only at this because of the current state of the country, but because so many people were disappearing. It led to many families, many mothers grieving, or just straight up not knowing what happened to their sons or their daughters or whatever. So during this time, an organization was started of about 9 people, give or take, known as Comadres. This organization was trying to kind of poke at the government and get them to talk about the whereabouts of these missing family members to kind of get some closure about what happened to them. And what the government did was they tried their best to suppress these women in these organizations by, again, unleashing these death squads and wrongfully imprisoning many of the members. And during their time in prison, they would actually use rape and torture as tactics to get them to sort of stop their pleas. And this was a very big thing. This happened to pretty much everyone who was wrongfully imprisoned, uh, who was associated with this organization. And that's kind of what I wanted to highlight in my piece as well, kind of show how the government was kind of using these awful, awful tactics to suppress a lot of the people who just wanted closure and who were just mothers um, who just wanted closure again for their families and were treated absolutely horribly. And so I wanted to do a drawing to sort of represent that. And this is it right here. This is the president at that time, who was Carlos Humberto Romero. And I sort of depicted him sort of puppeteering, kind of forcing these women into these situations. And this is how many of the women would look. Well, not like this, of course, but a lot of them were seen wearing these white bandanas on their head to show that they were a part of this organization. And I wanted to kind of depict their innocence because they also, in El Salvador, it is a big thing in sort of having purity. And what the government was doing at this time was sort of taking that away and kind of showcasing to everyone, saying, like, I own you, or I can do whatever I want to you, which is yeah, very, very messed up thing to have going on to anyone. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of explain this a little bit, sort of get the hint of cross, kind of shroud her in this darkness as well that's kind of enclosing in into this pure woman who is being exposed by this man in the shadows, this man in darkness. So yeah, that was my piece. Really appreciate everything. Um, and yeah, I just thought it would be best to show a drawing to kind of depict what was going on and the gravity of the situation over there in El Salvador during the civil war going on. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening. I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but thank you so much. And I really hope this piece meets your expectations. Thank you.